Ever since Spam was introduced in the 1930s, our kitchens have never been the same. Spam, of course, being that shelf-stable pork loaf that stays edible for an unsettling amount of time. But you already knew that. So I've spent the past couple of weeks scouring grocery stores and going to weird corners of the internet to procure all the different flavors that you see right now. So we're gonna crack into each one of these cans, we're gonna try them as is, and we're gonna cook a unique dish that's complementary to the flavor of said can. Then we're gonna rank them on the classic tier list system that we internet people can't seem to get enough of. The weirdest one isn't actually on the stack right now, but more on that at the end of the video. Let me hit you with a brief, non-boring history lesson here, just to give this all some context. So Spam was created in 1937 by the Hormel Foods Corporation as an affordable, accessible, shelf-stable canned meat to feed people during the Great Depression or towards the end of the Great Depression. But it didn't gain international popularity until World War II, where it was distributed to American GIs. Spam was especially beloved in the Pacific, then moved eastward to parts of Asia, where it's still regularly consumed and celebrated today. But it's popular all over the planet. It's often imitated, never duplicated. There is now an entire catalog of new Spam flavors designed for specialty target markets, and I thought it would be fun to give them a go with you guys, so that's why we're here. All right, the classic original flavor. I think we had to start here. We need a good baseline, and this is the best way to do that with the original OG flavor. Crispy, porky, glorious. Couple of things we gotta clear up before we begin. One, I actually love Spam. This isn't just for the bit, right? My stepmom grew up in Hawaii, where Spam is obviously massive. She's half Korean, half Japanese. I grew up with it in the house. I used to put it in my ramen. We used to make Musubis. I love Spam. I am a fanboy. So look at it in all of its salty, meaty, processed glory. This is no frills. It's classic Spam. I think to start our day, this is gonna get an A. We're popping classic Spam on the A tier. All right, let's move on to the next one. Hickory Smoke Spam. So I decided to kind of do a play on burnt ends, which is an American barbecue dish made from usually brisket trim, or at the bougie joints, brisket point. Of course today we're swapping bovine for babe, but it's more or less the same idea. We're gonna start by cutting the Spam into larger chunk cubes, then sear them off and hit them with good old BBQ sauce, a little dusting of salt, pepper, and garlic. Then it's into a medium oven until the sauce tacks onto the chunkatry. Those actually look pretty good. The color's nice, the shine is nice. Whoa. It kind of tastes like way overly smoked gas station beef jerkies. Not actual beef jerky, but like the sausages, like the summer sausages. It actually is very smoky too, which is important because that's the name. I don't hate it. Okay, so we tried the specialty dish. We gotta try the regular, good old just fried off piece. Same saltiness as the regular Spam, a slightly smoky sort of beef jerkatized Spam. Nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna give that a B. Hickory Smoked Spam, B tier. I kind of had trouble deciding what to make with this hot and spicy Spam. I mean, it's hot and spicy. There's a lot of things that are hot and spicy, but ultimately I settled on this. And look at that deep orange color. That's sort of nature's way of telling you, hey, if you bite into me, I might make you cry a little bit. And when I say nature, I mean the corporate food scientists at Hormel Foods. Great guys. So we're gonna cut these into medium chunks, then crisp them up in the pan over some medium-high heat action. Then we're gonna lay these directly in some hollowed out potato boats, right? First down the Spam, then on top with the cheese, that's cheddar cheese, a glob or two of sour cream, and some nice chives for color and that little onion kick. And when I say chives, I of course mean green onion, not chives. Hot and spicy cheddar Spam potato skin. I wanted to cube them up kind of to give them like a bacon presentation, but not really, so yeah. I'll tell you right now, nose is definitely running a bit. Just cooking the Spam kind of like fumigated the kitchen. Hormel and Spam being an Americano company, I wasn't expecting much of an actual kick, but they are little chunks of spice. That's kind of the only flavor that I'm getting right now with all that other stuff on it, so let me try it solo. The presentation is just a little darker than usual. It smells the same. It's got that pure capsaicin spice to it. Like, it's not super flavorful. It just tastes like heat. You know when you eat, of course less so, but like Da Bomb hot sauce, how it's just straight pain? It's kind of like that. There's not a lot of flavor in it other than just the spice. It doesn't really seem very like special or unique to me in any sort of way. Hot and spicy Spam, C tier. Gochujang Spam. This is special. Oh, it's a juicy one. The color is very similar to that hot and spicy can we just opened, a little orange in color. If you don't know, gochujang is a Korean hot pepper fermented chili paste. Once I found out about this, I had to try it. I love Korean flavors and cooking, but this is one of those special edition cans, I believe. I couldn't find this at the store. I had to order it online. We're gonna make a Spam version of a popular Korean street food that includes these rice cakes and usually sausages, but today we're using Spam. I believe it's called sotok, but I definitely mispronounced that, so yeah. I'm surprised it took him this long to get in here. Usually he sprints for the Spam can. He tweaking for the Spam can. All right, the Gochujang Spam, baby. That's very Korean street foodie. What I mean by that is spicy and sweet. Red. You know, Spam is already very soft. There's no snap to it like you might get in a sausage. The color is slightly oranger. I don't know if you can see that. It's like one hue oranger than regular Spam. You know the drill? Solo Gochujang Spam piece trial. That doesn't really taste like anything. Damn! I think they need to bring this one back to the testing lab because it literally just tastes like regular Spam that's slightly oranger. Maybe a little bit of a kick, but not much distinct flavor. And if you're going for Spam that's spicy, just get the hot and spicy. If the hot and spicy got a C tier, I hate to do this, I'm bummed, but this is going D tier. I even ordered this one online from a specialty store too. I couldn't find this anywhere. Interesting. Teriyaki Spam. Teriyaki is a very complementary flavor to Spam because it's often used in what we're gonna make actually using this flavor, you'll see. But yeah, look at that color. Very similar again to the hot and spicy and the gochujang. It's got that orange hue. I feel like there's just one color scientist working at this company. Pretty simple here. We're just gonna glaze the Spam pieces with some teriyaki sauce, flip them until they're nice, beautiful brown and crispy. Here's a clever way to make Spam Musubi. You can actually just recycle and reuse the can. I actually usually wash out a can and keep one in my kitchen at all times just in case I want to make Musubis. Teriyaki Spam Musubi. To me, when I think of Spam, this is what I think of. The classic Spam, not necessarily the teriyaki, on a Musubi, which is basically Spam sushi, right? It's a Hawaiian thing, very delicious. This time, the teriyaki Spam, I wanted to make more so. I wanted to kind of double the yaki, so that's what we got. Cheers. Wow, okay. So that's like way saltier than regular Spam, which is a crazy thing to say. I don't know how much sodium are in these things, but it's a lot. Probably like your month's worth of sodium in one can. So the teriyaki sauce does two things. It makes it saltier, but it also makes it sweeter, which kind of helps cancel out some of that salt. So what do you get? A lot of salt, sugar. My dopamine receptors are going nuts right now. Gotta try it on its own now. This is not glazed, this is a regular piece fried up. Instead of having that shell of teriyaki sauce kind of on the outside caramelized on, it's interwoven in the actual Spam itself, and it's really good. I will say I do like the double teriyaki, like I'm not gonna not glaze it because it's teriyaki already, but this is a contender, man. I think this is our first S of the day, dude. S tier, baby, teriyaki Spam, try this one. Bacon flavored Spam. The color of this is very akin to classic Spam, maybe a slight shade on the browner side, but you get the idea. So we're gonna dice these up super small here, almost like a brunoise. Carbonara is traditionally made with guanciale, which is an Italian cured pork product. It's actually pork jowl, or the jaw of the pig. It's very fatty, it's cured, and it is not smoked. However, here in the US, people often sub it out for bacon when they make carbonara. Now, is that authentic? No, but it tastes good. All right, bacon Spam carbonara. Okay, here's the thing. It's nice in there because, you know, you get that texture the same way that you might with bacon or guanciale, but I'm not getting a lot of smoke, which again, for classic carbonara, you don't need it, but it says it's bacon. To me, it should be smoky. Interesting. Almost no smoke, to be honest, which is a shame. Coming out of the can, this thing had healthy goo levels, and that goo looked a little on the browner side. I thought maybe that was like that liquid smoke flavor in there. I was expecting a punch in the face. When they're diced up like that, the texture is nice, but tastes like regular Spam. Tiny bit smoky, but nothing compared to the Hickory Smoke. Spam bacon, C tier. I would probably just get regular bacon if you're looking for bacon. You know, don't cross the streams.
Don't cross the streams.
On to the next one. Turkey Spam. This one kind of spits in the face of the holy Spam gospel, it being turkey and not pork, but it's an interesting one. And you can tell it's a lot darker than the oranger Spams that we've opened, and certainly a lot darker than the original. Now, I added a bit of oil in the pan, then rubbed it smooth with a paper towel because turkey is naturally a lot leaner than pork. Ooh, we got a little frico going on right here. Now, when I hear turkey, of course I think Thanksgiving, being an American and all, but I also think club sandwich. Now, is a club sandwich made with turkey? Sometimes, classically, it's chicken, but turkey's good too. Let's see that cross. Looks pretty good. I'll take that. As is the challenge with all club sandwiches, now we have to snake our mouth around this somehow. My TMJ is gonna kick in too. With the club sandwich, you're used to everything being cold, but you know, we just took these turkey Spam patties off the griddle, so it's a little warm in there, which I don't hate. A little bit of temperature contrast in there. Kind of as advertised, it kind of has that turkey taste to it. Definitely less salty than the pork product. You can just tell, look at that color there. It looks like dark meat turkey. Not really that orange color we were getting a lot of. Definitely not that pink Spam color, kind of brown. Oh, I don't like that on its own. You ever just had like a chicken nugget that is like a lunchroom chicken nugget? You're not even really sure what it is? That's kind of what this is. Thing is, in our club here, I enjoyed it. You know, you get that watery crunch from the vegetables, the smoky bacon. It's kind of a warm, meaty, but tender addition to the sandwich. So in a sandwich, it's balanced. On its own, it kind of sucks. Where does that leave us? I think the turkey Spam is gonna have to be a C tier. Korean barbecue Spam. As you can see, again, we got that orange-hued color. We're not doing anything too fancy to this can here. As you'll see, we are just cutting it into little slices, then we're gonna sear it off till it's a nice crispy color. Crispy, not a color. A nice brown and crispy. Brown color, crispy texture, you get it, Jesus. Korean barbecue flavored Spam. I thought it was only fitting that we treat it like Korean barbecue. So we got a couple of things here. We got the red leaf lettuce, the perilla leaf. We got some pickled radish, samjang, which is a pepper paste, pepper and bean paste for the meat. And then one of my favorites, just some sesame oil, black pepper, and salt. This is gonna be a salt bomb, but a tiny little bit of the samjang on there, just to give it that real flavor. So usually with the sam, you eat it in one bite. I don't know if that's possible, but I think. Oh no, it's so hot. Woo. I love all these flavors here, the herbaceousness, the crunch, the pickly thing, the savory, kind of spicy pepper paste. It's very tough to kind of taste the Spam itself. Through that, there's not much texture there because it's that tender Spam loaf, so I'm gonna try this solo. This is actually more pleasantly spicy than the gochujang flavor, which is crazy because it's supposed to be spicy, it being gochujang and all. This just Korean barbecue. Korean barbecue is not always spicy, but it kind of has a sweet, nice kick to it. Not actually sweet, but yes, it is also kind of sweet, which is kind of a nice balance between that sweet and spicy vibe. I would for sure buy this again. I'm not sure if I would eat it like traditional barbecue. This would be great in like a musubi or just, I don't know, like in ramen or not even, just like straight up raw dog it. No shame, it's fine. If you ever walk into my apartment and I'm raw dogging Spam though, call the cops. Korean barbecue Spam, A tier. Jalapeno Spam. The first thing that strikes me about this are the actual pieces of jalapeno that you can see in the Spam loaf, right? I mean, I think those are real pieces of jalapeno, but I don't know. We're cutting these into that medium dice, similarly to the hot and spicy Spam. It takes no more than a few minutes for these to get nice and crisp, perfect for what we're about to put them in. When I think about jalapenos, first thing that comes to mind is salsa. When I think about salsa, first thing that comes to mind are tacos. Jalapeno Spam. I figured, I don't know, jalapeno, Mexican food, Spam tacos. Good salsa, con todo, onions, cilantro, that's all you need. Salud. Pretty good, because it actually tastes like jalapeno. If you look closely, you can actually see little pieces of jalapeno in the Spam. Again, regular Spam with little jalapeno essence in it. It does have a kick. It is spicy, I would say. So that to me means that it is what it says it is, which is puntos for sure. Especially when it's diced up real small and crisped. I would say jalapeno Spam, that's B tier. That's B tier. Maple spam. This is for all my Canadian viewers out there, or any of you who identify as a lumberjack. Either one, I guess. Just look how dark and rich that color is. It's almost as if it was blessed by Aunt Jemima herself. Now, when I think of maple, I think of maple syrup. When I think of maple syrup, I think of breakfast. So I figured I would make a very unique and delicious breakfast sandwich that sort of brings out the inner maple in this loaf. It wouldn't be a breakfast sandwich without eggs, and yeah, we're putting cheese on this bad boy, and that's not Canadian cheese, it's American. Good old processed American cheese. Only seems fitting for this video. So we're gonna lay down that fluffy waffle, then our egg cheese vibe, the crisped spam, and more maple scissor. Maple spam, egg and cheese on waffles, right? Maple syrup, it makes sense. Oh. Can't tell if maple spam or just maple syrup. You know, the egg yolk and the really soft waffle, that's just like a fun, classic American heart attack on bread, or, I'm sorry, waffles. Got that sweet savory, sort of like the McGriddle vibe. Okay, let's try it solo. Let's see if this thing actually is mapley. Oh yeah, just the smell alone. Kind of got that brown color, almost like the turkey. It smells like maple. It looks like it's infused with maple. It was good on what I just made with it with the sandwich. Here's the thing. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I don't really have much of a sweet tooth, like, at all. But because of how true to flavor this is, and that I just did enjoy that sandwich with that savory sweet kind of mix, very surprising, but maple spam, A tier. Wouldn't have guessed that. Tocino spam. Or is it Tocino? I have no idea. Somebody help me out in the comments. Remember, I can't read. I know it's obvious, but I gotta mention it. Look at that orange. We've seen that before, maybe like 4 to 5 other times. Tocino is a sweet marinated dish popular in Filipino cuisine. Typically, it's made with pork, so that works for us today. Remember how we mentioned spam being popular in the Pacific, specifically that region of the world? Well, this is an example of that. I didn't have it as a kid, but in my adult years, I was introduced to Filipino breakfast, and man, is it one of my favorite expressions of breakfast on earth. Spam tocino. I mean, I love Filipino breakfast, so let's try it. A little bit of spam, a little bit of egg, and then of course, no Filipino breakfast is complete without a little bit of garlic rice. It's got that porkiness to it. It's got that sweet element, that umami element. In a strange way, it's kind of comparable to the maple flavor because it's very, very sweet. This is definitely on the orange side. Sweet in flavor. It goes so nicely with the eggs and the garlic rice. To me, whenever I go out and get a Filipino breakfast, I order, usually it's longanisa, which is very similar in taste to this, at least in my experience, the sweeter longanisa. And I really like it. It's honestly like very smart for Spam to make a product like this because it's so similar to that classic taste that I personally love so much. And if you love Filipino breakfast, you're gonna like this too. I think I'm gonna have to do it. S tier. If you see this, try it. Figgy Pudding Spam. Come on. Awaken from your deep slumber. This is the flavor that I mentioned at the top of the video being by far the weirdest. I don't know if this was designed for like a British market or what, but yeah, it's bizarre. In case you're wondering, no, I didn't bid for this on eBay and have it shipped to my house overnight. That would be absurd. Oh, yes, I did. That smells of cinnamon. Just look at that covered. I'm sorry, but if you show up to the party with a charcuterie board with Spam on it, I might ask for your hand in marriage, actually. Oh, these are caramelizing fast. Got some cranberry buddy. Oh yeah. That's a Dutch baby. Dutch baby in English, or an American, probably just pudding in the UK. It's a little more of that cranberry butter. Dutch baby, or pudding, basically a souffled pancake with our Spam in the middle and cranberry butter on top. Which I love Figgy Pud. The final taste test, the Figgy pudding on the big enlarged pud. It's a little piece of pizza. Spam pizza. Huh, that is confusing, a little alarming, slightly pleasant. A lot of emotions right now. All right, we're gonna have to try this thing solo. Wow, Heavily spiced. I mean, with that sweet cranberry on there, it is like a dessert. Without it, it's like this weird, warming, spiced meat. What I mean by that, cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, a lot of clove tasting in there. You probably even see there's definitely some spices in there, maybe even some black pepper. I don't know, man. I expected to like that a lot less than I do, but it's definitely not like good, you know? It's an acquired taste. As much as I want an F on the board for balance, I can't give it an F because it's not like I want to throw up when I eat it, you know, which I honestly thought I was going to want to do that. But Figgy Pudding, D tier. Don't tell my doctor about this video, dude. I'm gonna need to buy some sort of like different insurance from like China or something if they see this. I don't know, is this Blue Cross Blue Shield covered? Cholesterol through the roof, but let's go over the tier list. Surprisingly, we did not have any F-tier Spam cans, so, you know, good job, Hormel Foods. In the D slot, we have our Figgy Pudding, which was very bizarre, but not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, and Gochujang, which just kind of fell flat. Coming up to the C tier, we have Hot and Spicy, which was just straight up spice with no flavor. Then we have Bacon, which wasn't that smoky, and it was just okay. Then we have the Turkey, which on the sandwich was pretty balanced, but by itself, kinda sucked. What does that mean? It's average. C. Moving up to the B tier, we have our Hickory Smoked Spam, which was very, very smoky. It lived up to the name. And the Jalapeno Spam, which seemingly actually had real jalapeno inside of it. At A, we have the OG Spam. It's classic, it's tried and true. If you love Spam, this is what you know. Then Korean Barbecue, which was perfectly sweet and spicy, which was unique and quite pleasant tasting to eat, especially with all the accoutrement. Next, we have the Maple, which was extremely mapley, and to my surprise, I really enjoyed it actually. Last up, in the S hole, our champions of the day. Teriyaki. It had that perfect balance of sweet to savory. It's amazing on a musubi, and I would also eat it in a lot of other ways too. And last but not least, the Filipino classic, Tocino. Guys, if you haven't had Filipino breakfast ever, get some of this. Eggs, garlic rice, boom, you're gonna be happy. A lot of spam and a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, I'm just one dude, I got one opinion. If I missed like a rare spam, which I'm sure I did, I know there's so much out there, let me know. I'm always curious to learn about new flavors and stuff. Maybe we'll run this back with like more weirder flavors, if that's even possible. If you're new to the channel, sub to the channel. If you like the video, give it a like ski. Come join us on the Discord. We be chatting and cooling out. The best way to support the channel directly is over on the Patreon, aka the Grocery Fund. Helps us fry the spam, keep the lights on, buy my cats food, all that good stuff. So if you enjoyed the video, that's the best way to help. If not, no worries. Thanks so much for watching. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.